Let's talk clarity. Let's talk clarity. What we talking about? What y'all gonna listen to? Y'all gonna listen to this shattering the illusion. So let me sit up here, because before we dive deep tonight, I want you to check this list out that I'm about to name. So if you are dealing with somebody who refuses to change, and you aren't dealing with I'm just be honest, you're not dealing with a powerful enemy, okay? What you're dealing with is an imposture addict, the imposter syndrome, imposter addict. So, there's 5 signs they are hooked on the illusion. So one, you got the chemical fueled energy that people carry. And either it's fueled energy or missing energy. And they rely on certain substances like heavy chemicals of caffeine or chaotic drama, just to rev up their false confidence. 2, and this is the one that I really I despise, the conversation trappers. They use short chain repetitions to start a quick fight, or long chain assumptions to slowly make you doubt your own memory. So number 3 is what's number 3? Intentional sabotage. And they try to paralyze your growth or attack your free thinking process. And because they do that, so, and this is some people, so I don't know everything, but they can no longer control your decisions, and they don't like that. So number 4 is that envy, and they get deep. They actually try to dim your light or ruin your good reputation. Okay, your good reputation, and simply because they cannot replicate your peace. Okay, they can't stand you because they can't figure out why you so peaceful, why you so happy. Okay, number 5 is that blind spot delusion, and they honestly believe that we are completely unconscious of the messy reality they are projecting. And that's when some of y'all know how to deflect that mess. But this is for our youth. This is for our people that's coming up. And if this sounds familiar, just take a deep breath, because they aren't winning. They are not winning. They are not winning. They are not winning. All they are is just some fractural emotional bleeders. And we gonna talk clarity, okay? Because when we look around, when we look around and we look at it, it's easy to see how exhausted, people are, young men and women, exhausted from watching or being entangled with these low-level unconscious individuals. It is what it is. And the experimenting that they do, playing fractured in real life, and they don't be fractured, but it's a game that is played, and we have to create an entire system, a whole ecosystem, eco-friendly, of toxic repellent, even if it's family dynamics, especially social media facades, the fake stuff, and the broken relationship hunters, okay? They just looking for a weak spot to get in. So individuals are trading, their internal peace for some type of cheap, temporary, generic hit of control. And let's look at that deep state of mess, because these positions, it's just full of old patterns. So many are just clinging to for their dear life. Okay, People walk around completely emotionally intoxicated. And I'm speaking from my experience, okay? So whether it is by literal chemicals or stimulants that they be missing, they be looking for some type of dopamine from you. They got to get that energy that you have, that light. And just the high of their own inflated egos, they will want to take you down. And we've all probably experienced some of that. They become an ultimate spokesperson for pure imposter syndrome. And sometimes it be funny, but we can't be going around like it don't bother us. They step into spaces and try to weaponize your language, okay? And sometimes you can say unbothered if you want to, but when it come down to that short chain repetition and it spark a fight or long chain assumption to slowly gaslight that genuine, quality that we have, our ethics, people in their corners that's really looking out for them, they have become imposture addicts, like any other kind of addict, just geeked out, and they need a constant fix of drama or control, and they think they are being clever, okay? So perhaps, I'm guessing that maybe they think their bewitching ways is just wonderful. Watching too many movies or something, or that intentional sabotage is something that's safely hidden behind some medieval veil of self-protection. Watching too many war movies and stuff. Sometimes it just be about the TV or whatever they signing up to. They try to paralyze others with guilt or envy simply because they can't. Their reality is warped. They cannot control another person's freedom. They can't do it like they see on TV. They can't take a person's sanity. But here's the absolute blind spot of these imposters, okay? And they're addicts. I'm not talking about just the regular ones, but, they operate under the delusion that people around them are unconscious, straight oblivious. They think their fake reality and projections are invisible. So am I saying anything that you can relate to? Because those addictions, they always expose itself. And the world sees right through that smokescreen. Yes. And here is that esoteric reality that can never, ever, ever, ever be bypassed. The law of oneness. Amen. Yes. Every single time a person tries to trip someone else up, they are literally digging their own spiritual grave. And there is no other when someone injects poison into their own family, towards their friends. It's like they want you to swallow it up. That same toxicity themselves that they drinking, they want you to drink that terrible, deadly poison. And no one can step over another person's spirit without fracturing their own. That's the whole point. You see it? You see what I'm saying? The whole system of manipulation is just collapsing. It's coming down, y'all. The veil is just being ripped off, one behind the other. And people truly, truly, truly want a purified spirit. People is tired. We need tranquil minds because they have to sober up from their own egos. And that's who gonna wait on that? Them ego trips. So they must just, take off the mask and just integrate them broken pieces and get it together. Remember themselves, because when they choose authentic ethics over desperate needs for power, the healing begins. It's just that. So The whole thing is they need to just stop fighting, certain ways of building genuine values, because at the end of the day, how are we going to push through the chaos that's going on, You got to protect our energy. Protect your energy and keep the right people in your corner. Shoot, like I said, choose clarity. Because the old systems of manipulation is just collapsing. We're seeing it all come down. And I don't know. Maybe some of y'all don't get it. Maybe y'all just been so, tied up with all this political stuff. But on the royalty side of it, you sit down, who gonna be all up in the mud playing games, just getting muddy with an imposture-addict at that. That bewitching Bozak, Bumras. We sit on the throne of our own peace. And we have to just look at it for what it is. Let them just sit in their own chaos. Leave them right where they are. While we rule our clarity. Stay sovereign. And slay the illusion. Now that's clarity for you.